Hello dear students, welcome back. Today we will be studying unreal past, which we will be talking about wishes. We regret doing something in the past and we wish that we did it differently, or wishes that related to today and things that we wish to happen. We briefly talked about this in B1 level, but today again we will be learning, studying, reviewing unreal past. So, when we are talking about something that we hope or wish, we use either if only or the phrase wish. And the grammar use that we use with these phrases is that if we are talking about future or present, we use something different, and if we're talking about something that happened in the past and we wish that it happened differently, we regret that it happened, or we wish that it happened differently. So we have two main use of these phrases. In future/present hopes, wishes, we are talking about something that we hope to happen/occur in the future or present. And when we're talking about past, we regret things or actions that happened in the past, or we wish that something happened differently. And obviously the meanings are different, so the grammar we use in both of these are different. What we use here, if we want to refer to present or future, we use past simple and our verb of the sentence. And if we want to talk about past, that something happened in the past and we wish that it would happen differently, we use past perfect. So basically we use one tense backwards when we want to refer to the time that we refer to. Okay, let's start giving examples. By the way, wish and if only give us the same meaning, but in sentence order they tend to change. For example, I wish I was taller. What I understand from this sentence is that our verb of the sentence is in the past simple. So we understand that this wish refers to present or future. Even though our verb form of the sentence is in the past, we want to give a meaning, or we hope that things would be different in present. But since we cannot change it anymore, the logic behind it, why we use past simple with future or present hopes, wishes, the reason is that we cannot change it anymore. We cannot make it possible anymore. That's why actually we use past simple. Think it like this. The results would affect today or future, but it is an act that we cannot change, and that act belongs to the past. So if you think it like this, it would make more sense to you and it would be easy to keep in mind. So we understand that this is a wish, belongs to present or feature. The result would affect today, me being tall, but can it be changed? No. So the action belongs to the past. That's why we use verb to in our verb of the sentence. Let's continue with present / feature wishes. For example, we wish we were rich, let's say. Again, as you can see, the time phrase that we use, the verb of the sentence, belongs to the past. So I can understand that. Let's say that this is the result and this is the action. The action, me or us being not rich, belongs to the past and it cannot change. But results could affect today. That's why we use past simple as our verb. She wishes that she could go to that concert tomorrow. Let's have a look at this sentence. As you can see, she wishes it now, in the present. Let's see where does the action belong, when does the action belong. That she could go to that concert tomorrow. You can see that we have a time phrase in this example and it refers to the future. But as you can see, our verb is verb to. So what we understand is she won't be able to go to the concert tomorrow. That's why we use could. The result would affect the future. The results would affect the future, but action cannot be changed anymore, so it belongs to the past. That's why we use it like this in the present wish form, but our verb is in past. So if I want to rewrite these sentences using if only, the only difference that would be in the sentences that if only I could see her right now. So look at the sentence. Again, I have a time phrase, time expression. So this time expression tells me that this wish belongs to present. And instead of wish, I used if only this time. And the only difference is if only comes right before the subject, but wish comes right after the subject. Just the order is different. The meaning is the same. If only I could see her right now. So you can see the verb to form here. Can's verb to form. And we have a time phrase. It refers to the present. This is a perfect example for unreal present, actually. You can clearly see that wish in the sentence, the wish in the sentence, belongs to the present, but it cannot be changed anymore. So we use verb to as our verb of the sentence. Let's talk about unreal past. We have a different meaning than the unreal present. Now we have an action that happened. But we are not happy with the result. And we express this unhappiness by the result of the action. And we want to express this emotion. And this time, the verb we're using is past perfect. So we will be using had verb 3, had past participle. Let's give an example. I wish you hadn't yelled at me. In this sentence, we can understand that an action happened, and the action in this particular example is you yelled at me. But the thing that we wish is that you didn't. So, can it be changed? No, that's why we call it unreal past. So, we use had verb 3. Or, in this case, we have a negative one, so we used hadn't verb 3. She wishes she hadn't gone to Poland. You can see that an action happens, and in this case, she went Poland, and she regrets it. We have an unpleasant result when we are talking about unreal past. So, the action happened, we know the result, and we are not happy with the result. And this is the difference that you can make when we are talking about unreal past and unreal present. In unreal past, again, how you can differ from each other is that we have a result. In this one, we don't have a result. We are talking about something we would want to happen. And in this one, we are unhappy with the results. For example, I wish I could come with you. Again, there's not a complete action. We just hope that there's an action that we would want to happen. But when we are talking about here, I wish I hadn't come with you. In this one, we have a result, and the result is not applied for our please. So, this is the main difference between them. Let's do a quick review from the beginning, and then we will give more examples. We said that wish and if only give us the same meaning, but the only difference is wish comes right after the subject, and if only comes before the subject. And when we are using wish or if only, we are talking about two times. We have two different meanings that we want to give. First one is things that we want to happen. And in the other one, in other case, there is an action that happened we regret, or we wanted something that happened differently. In this case, we are talking about actions that refer to future or present, and the time we use with these ones is past simple. In this case, we have a result, it happened, and we use past perfect as our tense. I wish I was taller, for example. We said that there is no result in this. It is an action or a situation that didn't happen, is not real. So, but if it was real, it could affect today or the future. But can it be changed? No. So the action belongs to the past. That's why we use past simple. We wish we were rich, for example. In this one, again, you can understand, you can jump to a conclusion from this sentence that there is no result. It is just an action or a situation that we would want to happen. But can it be changed? No. That's why it is unreal present. The action belongs to the past, so we use past simple as our tense. She wishes that she could go to that concert tomorrow. Time expressions are very helpful when you're deciding which one to use, unreal present or past. But it will not always be given to you in the question or in the text that you're reading, so it is best to understand if the action happened or not. Do we have a result or not? In this one, we're lucky we have a time phrase, and it indicates that this action refers to the situation that we would want to happen, refers to the future, so it belongs to the first category that we talked about, unreal present. And we understand that she won't be able to go to that concert, but she actually, if that action happened, it could affect today, but the action itself belongs to the past, so it cannot be real anymore. We have given some examples using if only, and it comes right before the subject of the sentence. If only I could see her right now. Again, we have a time expression in this one, but as I have said, you will not always get a time expression, so it's best to understand the action if we have a result or not. And you can see the verb to form. The action, the act could result in today, but the verb of the sentence belongs to the past, so it cannot be real anymore. Then we have talked about unreal past. We have an action that happened, but the result, the conclusion is not how we wanted. So we used past perfect, had verb 3 in this one. I wish you hadn't yelled at me. We can conclude that you yelled at me, but I wish that it didn't happen. So that's why, can it be changed anymore? No, it is impossible to change from now on. So that's why we used had verb 3 and had verb 3. That's why we use the second category, which is unreal past. She wishes she hadn't gone to Poland, for example. Again, we have a result that we have, and it cannot be changed. It belongs to the past. So we used, again, past perfect, had verb 3. The result that we have is that she went there and she regrets it. She wishes that she hadn't gone. Again, we did a little chart. In unreal past, we have a result, and we are not pleasant with the conclusion. In unreal present, we wish that something would happen differently in present or future. You should be very careful when you are using had verb 3 or past simple. It differs from the meaning. And now we're going to talk about alikes or a fake situation. We have like, we have as if, and as though. Now we're going to study each of them. Actually, they look pretty similar. I know that in sentences, probably you think that they give us the same meaning, but in reality, they have each different meanings. When we are talking about like, we're not talking about the verb form, we're talking about the noun form. For example, she is just like me. You can see that this is not a verb, but it gives us a meaning like similar or alike. We are very similar with her. These two sentences gives us the same meaning. In like, we have two things. Let's say that this is the first one. This is the sun that we have. And we have, let's say that, a moon here. They are alike, but not the same. We're not talking about, we have, let's say, 90% similarity, but they are not totally equals. Just similar. And then we have as. These two can be confused because of they are actually pretty close to each other as meaning, but in reality they give us totally different meanings. And like, we have similarity. We are talking about similarity. But as, for example, as your teacher, I am warning you. In this example, I am your teacher, and I am warning you. We get this meaning. If I wanted to use the same sentence, rewrite the same sentence using like, Like your teacher, I am warning you, for example. These two sentences don't give us the same meaning. In this one, we understand that your teacher warned you, and similar to her, I warned you as well. So in this example, I am not your teacher. But in this one, I am your teacher, it is my position, and I am warning you. In this one, we have a similarity, and just like your teacher did, I am also warning you. So, actually, as you can see, these two examples mean totally different things. Let's give a couple more examples. For example, like your father, I love you very much. We will explain them. As your father, I love you very much. Again, we have the same sentence, only differences. In one of them, we used like. In one of them, we used as. And the difference is, in this one, I am your father, and I love you. In this one, just like your father, thus, I love you too. But in this one, I am not your father. So this is pretty important to know the difference between them. Let's do one last more. Like your sister, I enjoy hanging out with you. As your sister, I enjoy hanging out with you. Let's look at the difference. In this one, I am your sister, and I enjoy hanging out with you. In the first one, I am not your sister, both me and your sister enjoy hanging out with you. So, let's look from the beginning. We said that in like, we're talking about two things. They are not equal, they are not completely the same, but we're talking about something similar. And as we are talking about equality. But in this one, we're talking about similarity. Like your teacher, I am warning you. In this one, I am not your teacher, but your teacher warned you, so did I. In this one, as your teacher, I am warning you. I am in the position of your teacher, and I am warning you right now. Like your father, I love you very much. I am not your father in this example. Your father loves you, but also I love you too. In this one, as your father, I am your father and I love you. Like your sister, I enjoy hanging out with you. I'm not your sister. Both me and your sister enjoy hanging out with you. We're talking about two people here, but in this one, we're only talking about one people. We said that we have two things when we're using like, and they're pretty similar, but they are not the same thing. But when we're talking about as, we have equality, and we're talking about 100% the same thing. Okay, now let's have a look at what we have did so far. We gave the differences between like and as. When we're talking about like, we are talking about two things that are not equal, but just similar. We're talking about similarity. But when we're talking about as, we're talking about being that person or thing. We're talking about the same thing. So look at this example here. Like your teacher, I am warning you. And here we have, as your teacher, I am warning you. In the first one, we understand that I am not your teacher, but as she did, or he, I am warning you as well. In this one, we understand that I am your teacher and I am warning you, being your teacher, as your teacher. And here, you can see that, like your father, I love you very much. Like your father, I love you very much. And in this one, as your father, I love you very much. In the first one, we have your father loves you. I'm not your father, but we both love you. And there's a similarity between me and your father. But in this one, I am your father and I love you. Like your sister, I enjoy hanging out with you. And in the second one, as your sister, I enjoy hanging out with you. In the first one, there are two people. I am not your sister, I am someone else. But we both enjoy hanging out with you. There's a similarity between that. And in this one, I am your sister. There's only one person. And I enjoy hanging out with you. Now we talked about similarity, being equal, being the same thing. And now we have, we will talk about a fake situation. And we want to, if you want to give that meaning, we use either as if or as though. Now, we have a fake scenario here. We don't have a reality, but we are going to give an example. For example, as if I am her mentor, she asks me everything. Now, in this one, as if gives the meaning that I am not her mentor, but she acts like I am. So in this one, again, we have a similarity situation, but in this one, we don't have a real situation. Or I could also say, as though I am her mentor, she asks me everything. As though we are friends, she calls me every day. In this example, I understand that we are not friends, but she acts like we are friends. So we don't have a real thing going on in these phrases, in these sentences. She spends too much money, as if she is rich. In this example, since as if is used, I understand that she isn't rich, but she acts like she is. What is the difference between like and as if or as though? We want something like her furniture. In this one, when we are using like, we are talking about a real situation. But when we're talking about as if or as though, we're talking about a fake situation. She got all those furniture as if she has a house. In this example, I understand that she doesn't have a house. Also, I can use these phrases to talk about past. For example, he talked to us as if he is the instructor. I'm going to write one more example. He talked to us as the instructor. In the first sentence, we used as if. In the second one, we used as. In the first one, he isn't the instructor. In this one, he is the instructor. The difference is as if we give us the meaning that a fake situation is not a real one but acts like it. And if we're using as, we're talking about 100% sure the exact same thing. So in this lesson, we started with wish and if only. We talked about unreal past and unreal present. We said that in unreal present, we have an action that could happen, and if it happened, it would affect the present or the future. But the action cannot be changed anymore, so it belongs to the past. That's why we use past simple. In the past wishes, we're talking about an action that's results didn't end as we wanted. So we wish that things happened differently. And we are using had verb 3 with these past, unreal past. I wish I was taller. In this one, we said that if it happened, the result could affect now. So this is an unreal present. Action belongs to the past, but if it happened, results would be in present. So we have an unreal present situation. In some examples, in some uses, you can have time phrases which can help you to indicate which one is used, past or present, the meaning-wise. But if it's not, because it's not necessary, if it's not, you have to look at the result. Is there a result, or it indicates future or present? That's how you can differ from unreal present or past. Also, we can use if only. It gives us the same meaning. The only difference is it comes before the subject, not after. And then we talked about unreal past. The thing is, we have a result and we wish that the result would be different. I wish you hadn't yelled at me. The result is you yelled at me, but I'm not happy with the conclusion, so I wish that it would happen differently. Here's a little chart. We have a result, unhappy with the result. In this one, something we would want to happen in future or present. But since the action cannot be changed, so it belongs to the past, we use past simple. Then we talked about like and as. We're not talking about the verb form, the emotion verb form. We're talking about similarity. We have two things, and we are talking about the similarity between them. She is just like me. We are similar. And we also have as. But in as, we have only one thing, and it is 100% equal to what we're talking about. But in like, we have a similarity and alike, not equals. We gave all the examples, and then we talked about as if and as though. When we're talking about as if and as though, we're talking about something that is not real, fake situations. As if I'm her mentor, she asks me everything. The reality is I am not her mentor, but she acts like I am her mentor. Or I could use as though instead of as if. We are friends. She calls me every day. The thing I can conclude is that we are not friends, but she acts like, she calls me like we are friends. She spends too much money as if she is rich. So in reality, she's not rich, but she's acting like rich and spends money like she's rich. So the difference is in like, we have similarity, and as though, again, we have a similarity, but we're talking about a fake situation, in this one, a real situation. He talked to us as if he is the instructor. He isn't the instructor in this case, but if I rewrite this sentence using as, he talked to us as the instructor, it means that he is the instructor that we're talking about. He is that person. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you understood and enjoyed our lesson. Hope to see you on our next lesson. Take care of yourselves.